Hello, my beautiful Gemini, and welcome to your Celtic Spirit reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out your other readings on my channel, please do so. If you do enjoy this or it resonates with you, please do like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, all that other great stuff. It's absolutely free for you, but it does mean the world to me as it helps me grow my channel and it helps it get to my other lovely Geminis. So without further ado, we are going to do a Celtic reading here in the pentagram shape. And this is definitely going to be coming up for our lovely almost St. Patty's Day, right? So let's go ahead and get started. The first position in this is the kind of where you are now if you're facing something. The second position is kind of what would make you happiest, okay, or what you would like to achieve, what you should achieve. The third position is indicative of kind of what obstacles you might face, right, to get to your happy place. The fourth position is Spirit's advice to you. So take note, that's always important, right? And the fifth position is your optimal outcome. Certainly optimal if you listen to your spirit guides, etc. If you do not, that could be less than optimal. So let's get you started here and hopefully get you some information if you are having some issues or questions. And we have to start the Peace Walker, peace, gentle, and forward. So I do feel like for many of you, you are seeking something where you can just have some peace. I feel like for a lot of you, I'm kind of getting the general energy that you're exhausted, okay? Emotionally, mentally exhausted. You're fatigued, right? You are kind of like that battle-tired and tested feeling. And this may be from work. This may be from your relationship or lack thereof. Maybe you're just exhausted from doing it all on your own, right? So it kind of just depends on what resonates with you. But I do feel like at this particular point, you're feeling a little bit fragile. I feel like the gentle part of this is more a fragility for you. I feel like you're feeling like at any moment you could break, right? Maybe you've been burning the candle at both ends. Maybe you're just beat down. Maybe you just really need a change. You need some help. You need something, right? Something's got to give. You're going to have to streamline. Maybe you need a change of scenery, a change of relationship because you're giving out too much energy and not getting anything back. You know, you're doing everything, right? Your partner's not helping you. So it's not an even dispersed energetic exchange in the energy in your relationship. So it's not conducive. It's no longer serving you and you need something else. You need to move forward, right? Or it could be work. You know, work is draining to you. They're using and abusing you there and you're just exhausted. Or maybe it's just something that is no longer fulfilling to you, right? So it's kind of just, it's not bringing you peace, right? It's not fulfilling to you. So if any of those things are really kind of resonating with you, it's really something where the main kind of idea here is I feel like you really are at that point where you're like, something has to give, right? Whether it's change that you need, okay? Or whether it's, I need to streamline. And it could be different for both. It could be different for some of you, right? The collective, depending on where you fall, some of you just may need to take a step back, right? It may not be that you're totally over this. This is terrible. This is awful. I need a change. I need a change of scenery. I need out of this relationship. I need this job to be totally over. I want something completely new, right? You just may need a break, right? And you know yourself well enough to know. The other part of the collective, I feel like for some of you though, you're saying, this is not serving me anymore because I'm depleted and it's not a short-term depletion, right? It's something where I have been fighting this battle and I have tried and tried to make it work, right? I have been doing this for too long now. If it was gonna work, it would work by now, right? And it's just depleting me more and more and more and more. I have to do something totally different, right? So the first thing is finding out what is going to make you happy. And for a lot of you, I find that that's the main thing that I see in a lot of these readings, but also just in general, when I talk to people, when I see comments, and even with myself, of course. You know, when you see that, you feel like a lot of times it's, I know I need something else, but maybe I don't know what yet, right? I know what I don't need because I've been living it. I know what I don't need is to keep pushing at this specific thing or doing the same thing over and over again, right? I know that, but what do I need? Maybe I don't know, you know? And figuring that out can be difficult, right? Especially if we've been doing the same thing for so long, because we get caught in a rut and we're like, I don't even know what the options are anymore. Okay, so what's your happiness, right? So we have the Weavers, and hopefully you can see this card, and it is saying fate, manifestation, and decisions. So the thing here is, I feel like for many of you, what's going to make you the happiest, okay? And you're saying, great, manifesting something, but again, I don't know what to manifest. How does that help me? Well, the thing is that I feel like for a lot of you, the problem here is that you feel like you don't have a choice, right? Maybe you have kind of convinced yourself, or maybe if you're in a situation that's somewhat toxic, you've been told you don't have options, you don't have a choice. And so you're kind of in that position where you've convinced yourself, I don't know how to do anything else. This job is all I know. I don't want to be alone. And if I leave this person that I've been with for a certain amount of time, I'll be all by myself. Or if I leave this person that I'm cohabitating with, right, and I know I can afford the bills with, you know, just logistically speaking, then will I be able to afford to live, you know? There's a lot that goes into it, both emotional, mental, practical, right? Logistics when you're making a change, of course. So the thing here though, is that what's going to make you happy is being able to have a choice, right? Being able to make decisions, being able to manifest things. So the first thing that you're gonna really need to do is kind of, I hate to say it, but kind of put yourself out of a comfort zone. You're gonna have to push yourself out of your comfort zone, okay? You're gonna have to say, listen, maybe I don't think I can do this, but I'm never gonna know unless I try. What I do know is staying in this same situation or allowing myself to keep burning the candle at both ends is not working for me, right? And again, the decision may not be anything major for you. It may be more of something where I want a choice to kind of scale back. And that could be something as simple as like talking to your partner, talking to your work and saying, hey, is there a potential for me to take a little time off, a little respite? You know, is there a potential for me to go part-time for a while, if that's feasible for you? Talking to your partner and saying, you know, is there a potential for me to, you know, get some help around the house, you know, this and that. And maybe that's all you need to do is have some communication to get to where you get decisions, you get choices, you get options. You can have time to manifest other things, right? But what is your challenge? And there's always a challenge, of course there is, right? The crone, fairy godmother, wisdom, future, and truth, okay? And I think this is gonna be kind of like the big epiphany. Realistically, your challenge is going to be knowing your truth. And again, that's what I said from jump. I think the hard part is going to be forcing yourself out of your comfort zone, right? You're going to have to, you know, without a fairy godmother, realistically, you're gonna have to be your own fairy godmother. You're gonna have to say, listen, I'm gonna whip up my own pumpkin carriage. I'm gonna whip up my own ball gown. I'm gonna have to whip up my own whatever, right? Because I have to get the information. I have to find out, can I do this at work? Can I make it on my own? Can I do without this person? Can I go it alone? Can I afford this? Whether it is emotional questions you have to ask yourself, whether it is logistics questions you have to, you know, put pen to paper and, you know, figure out logically, that's gonna be your challenge, because it is pushing yourself out of something that you've kind of got complacent and comfortable with. And when I say comfortable, some of you are going, now wait a minute, you just told me I'm not comfortable, I'm exhausted, I'm beat down, hello, I'm not comfortable. No, you're not comfortable, but the idea of not knowing and being scared is a different kind of uncomfortable than a general discomfort, exhaustion, boredom, but you know that you've got that roof over your head, that person to come home to, that paycheck that's going to cash every week. That's a uncomfortable, but kind of knowing. It's a less anxious comfortable, if you know what I mean, than the kind of, you know, not knowing comfort, right? The definition of anxiety a lot of times is just not knowing, right? So if you don't know, can I make it? Can I get a new job? Can I find something else? Can I make it on less funds? Can I make it without this person? Will I be okay on my own? You know, because I've never had to live by myself. Those kinds of things, that's a lot to face. But, you know, again, this is wisdom, knowledge, and truth. This is living your truth. This is finding out whether logistically it works. So there's your wisdom and knowledge, right? A lot of, again, knowledge too is knowing what you can and can't do with somebody or something. Again, speaking to your work, maybe it's just a matter of scaling back for a little bit. May not be something as extreme as like total change of life, right? It may just be, I need some reprieve. I need some respite. I need some Four of Swords energy, kind of take a step back, right? And you may just be able to get that kind of information, right? That knowledge. The wisdom is knowing you, right? That's the complicated part. Knowing what you can do when you've never asked yourself rather to do it. You've never put yourself in that position. That's what's scary, right? And the truth is so hard to face your own truth that I need a change and I have to push myself out of this comfort zone to do it if you've never done it before, right? That's a difficult thing for any of us. That's going to be hard. That is, bottom line, that's why it is in the, you know, challenge spot. It's a hard thing to do. It's always easier said than done. But no change happens by doing the same thing over and over. Bottom line. So what does your spirit guide have to say, right? Your spirit guides, we've got the pentagram, protection, balance, and unity. And I think this is absolutely a fantastic card in this regard because this is spirit telling you the first thing you have to do is you need unity and protection. Get your tribe, right? Find your people. I don't care whether this is something where you need to make a huge life change. You know this isn't working anymore. This relationship is draining you dry. It's sucking your energy. It is not working. You have to get out of it. Whether this job is killing you, you've got to find something new, or you just want something totally different. Find your people, okay? You may need those people to help you. And if you're a person who hates to ask for help, Spirit is telling you, those people are there for you for a reason. No man is an island, right? Use those people for your protection, for your unity. They're there to help you, right? They might know people who can find you a different job. They might know people who can help you sustain yourself with a place to stay in the interim. If you're leaving somebody and you're like, I'm concerned about, you know, what do I do in the interim when I'm looking for a place, or if I can't afford a place, or, you know, if I've become, you know, on my own and I have to look for a job, what do I do for money in the meantime? You know, these can be the people who can help you. They can assist you. Find your tribe, find your people, find your trusteds, okay? They can help protect you. They can help support you. Those are the people that are going to be your tribe, be your people, right? That's the first thing you need to do. Don't look at yourself as an island. If you do that, again, you're going to be burning yourself down, right? The brightest flames burn out the quickest, okay? Remember that. So yes, you may be like, I can stand alone and I can burn as bright as anybody and I don't want anybody to help me, but you're going to burn out too, okay? And then how good are you going to be with anybody, right? And I have used the same, you know, old adage that everybody uses, but it's the same as that whole airplane. Put on your own oxygen mask first, because if you wipe out, you can't help anybody, right? So get the help you need when you need it, right? But the other thing here is balance. And I think this is so key because Spirit is telling you, listen, when you are thinking this through, make sure you're being balanced about it. Don't jump at anything. Don't do anything ill-advised. Be smart about it, right? So when you're doing these things, if you've been stuck in this situation for this long, right? When you go to make a change smart. Don't do anything that's going to jeopardize years of, you know, stuff that you've put work in on, or that you've put effort into, or anything like that, or could, God forbid, if you're in a bad relationship, risk your safety and security. Again, that's why this protection could be there too. Find your people. But again, make sure that you are not only looking at this from an emotional angle, from a health and well-being angle, but that you're also looking at it from a logical angle, right? What do I need to do as a backup plan? Do I have any feelers out for jobs? Do I have any feelers out for places to go if I need to go somewhere? Do I have protective people around me? Do I have, what can I put in place to make sure that I am as protected moving forward as I can be, right? In every form and fashion, right? Because I don't want to jump from the, frying pan into the fire, right? That's not what you need to do. That's not going to help anybody, right? So, you don't want to go in and throw in ultimatums around to your boss, especially if it's something where you definitely just need a step back for a moment. You'll go in and talk to your boss logically, right? You would say, is there any possibility of me maybe going part-time for a little bit, just so I'm on burnout phase right now, or taking a little bit of, me time, medical leave, mental health leave, something, whatever you may need at this time. But you don't want to go in and start going, listen, I'm throwing ultimatums around. You guys are burning me down. I work too hard. I'm better than everybody here. And you guys are tearing me up. So either you give me my time off or I walk, that kind of attitude, right? You catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Okay. And Spirit's reminding you of this. Be balanced. Okay. All things in moderation. Do it smart, do it wisely. You're not trying to destroy yourself in the process of trying to make yourself better, right? We want to do it in a smart way, okay? And if you listen to Spirit, what is your optimal outcome? The shaman spiral: awareness, practice, and connection. And I think this is where you will find that you will be more self-aware, right, of the things that you enjoy. So if you have left a situation that was no longer serving you, I think you'll be more aware of the types of people you want to be around, the types of people that you can trust, the things that you might enjoy more, because you will be out of those situations where you can kind of explore different options and ideas, things that you might enjoy, right? But also the connections. This is the most important part, right? So I think you're opening yourself up to new connections, work connections, business connections, family connections, friend connections. And these may be connections that you have either never explored, right? Or that you've dropped, right? Because you've been so tied up in work, so burnt out, you haven't had the energy to even connect with those friends and family members for a long time. Or you've been in a relationship where your partner was so controlling, perhaps, that they didn't want you to talk to those friends or family because they were afraid they'd put something in your ear and say, hey, you've got to leave that controlling person, right? So they kept you away from them. That happens quite a bit, right? So again, you're getting to revive a lot of these connections, or make new connections of higher vibrational level, more along your line, more conducive to helping you move forward in a positive way. All good things, right? These are all positive things, okay? And it can come from something as simple as, for those of you in the collective that just need some break, right? You need to go into that void moment where you can take a minute to breathe, think, what do I need to do? What do I need to accomplish to come out stronger, better? That kind of thing. Or those of you who say, I need a complete overhaul, right? This is ridiculous. I am done. I'm not getting anything out of this. This is no longer serving me. I'm KonMariing this whole shebang and I'm out, right? So if that's the case, either way, you're going to be able to be more aware of the things around you that serve you, put that into practice, and make new connections that are so much better for you. Everything about this is positive change, right? In any way that you go at it. And even if it's just a temporary situation where you're pulling back for a little while to kind of get your bearings, catch your breath, you're going to come back better, stronger, able to be a little bit more open to those connections, because when your vibrations are so low, because you're so exhausted, you're so beat down, right? That it's too much to reach out for those connections. It's too much to enjoy your friends and family, or your hobbies, or the practices that you used to enjoy and like to do. You can't enjoy any of those things, then, you're really missing out, right? But once you get back into that, you can enjoy those again. So regardless of which side of that collective you're on, the complete overhaul or the just tweaking it a little bit and taking a step back, You know, really and truly, it's all going to be much better once you can actually just put it into practice, okay? But the main thing is you need to make sure that you are doing it in a smart way and that you're surrounding yourself with people you can trust, okay? So hopefully this resonated with you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, all that other great stuff. Otherwise, I hope to see you back very soon. Bye.